They're literally everywhere. In your kitchen, in your car, probably on your wrist right now. We're surrounded by this invisible army of tiny little computers that, well, they run our modern world. So let's take a closer look at how this silent revolution has really become a double-edged sword in our daily lives.
No, seriously, think about it for a second. From the moment you woke up this morning, how many gadgets and devices powered by a microprocessor have you already used? I bet the number is way higher than you think. Let's just walk through a pretty typical morning.
Okay, it starts right here. That digital alarm clock that jolted you out of bed, yep, it's running on a microprocessor. It's basically a simple little computer with one single job, to get you up on time.
Then you stumble into the kitchen. You're going to heat up some breakfast in the microwave, right? Well, that keypad, the timer, all those different power levels, every single one is controlled by its own tiny, dedicated computer.
Or maybe you threw a load of laundry in before you left the house. All those different cycles, the water temperatures, the spin speeds, you guessed it, that's all being managed by another tiny computer inside the machine.
And finally, you get in your car to go somewhere. Modern cars have dozens, sometimes hundreds of microprocessors managing absolutely everything from the engine and the brakes to your stereo system. And look, that's just the first hour of your day. These little computers are woven into the very fabric of our world.
So you see, this isn't just about having a few cool gadgets. It's a fundamental takeover. It's one that has completely changed how we live, for better and sometimes for worse.
Let's start right at home. The whole idea of the smart home promises this amazing life of ease and convenience, but it definitely comes with some pretty serious trade-offs we need to talk about.
And the trade-off is really clear when you lay it out. On the one hand, we get so much more time for ourselves when our smart fridge can just order healthy food for us. But what's the flip side? Well, all this convenience can lead to us just sitting around more, and we risk losing basic household skills that, our parents and grandparents just knew how to do.
All that convenience also creates a brand new kind of vulnerability. Think about it this way. If a hacker can get into your smart thermostat, they can see exactly when the heating is turned off. And what's that a perfect signal for? That you're not home. Maybe you're away on holiday.
Our social lives have been totally reshaped too. It's easier than ever to find people who share our weird, niche interests and to stay in touch with family across the globe for super cheap. But this can also lead to a kind of social isolation with a lot less actual face-to-face contact. For some people, it can even cause real anxiety about meeting people in real life, and sadly, it's given rise to awful things like cyberbullying.
Okay, let's step outside the house now, because that same microprocessor revolution is completely changing the way we get around.
What's happening is that the very nature of risk on our roads and railways is changing. For like 100 years, the number one cause of accidents has been human error, plain and simple. Now, as we move toward more automation, the biggest threats are becoming software glitches and, you guessed it, the potential for malicious hacking.
We can already see this trade-off playing out. Smart motorways can absolutely reduce traffic jams and make things more efficient. And things like automatic number plate recognition, or ANPR, can spot stolen cars. But these systems are vulnerable. A major failure could bring a whole city to a standstill, and ANPR brings up huge privacy questions because it could be used to track the movements of totally innocent people. So all of this is leading to the next logical step: fully autonomous vehicles. Really? Just think of them as incredibly complex robots on wheels. They use a whole suite of technology to see, to think, and to act, all without a person needing to touch the controls.
The potential here is just massive. Taking human error out of the equation could make our roads so much safer and cut down on traffic. But the risks, they're equally huge. A single software bug or a successful hack could be catastrophic. What happens when the sensors fail in a blizzard? And there's a massive social consequence to think about: the very real potential for mass unemployment for millions of professional drivers.
So beyond all these big societal shifts, our constant interaction with technology is taking a direct toll on our bodies. There's a physical price to pay for living in this digital world.
If you spend hours and hours every day typing or clicking a mouse, you are at risk for something called repetitive strain injury, or RSI. The key to preventing it is all about ergonomics. Basically, designing your workspace to fit your body, not forcing your body to fit the workspace. This means good posture, using rests, and, this is crucial, taking regular breaks to just stretch and move around.
And of course, staring at screens all day is just brutal on our eyes. To help prevent eye strain and those awful screen-induced headaches, you gotta take regular breaks. A great little trick is the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, just look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. Also, make sure your room is well lit, maybe use an anti-glare screen, and yeah, get your eyes tested regularly.
And it really all comes back to posture, doesn't it? A fully adjustable chair and a footrest might seem like a bit of a luxury, but honestly, they are essential tools for preventing long-term back and neck problems.
So, after all that, where does this leave us? Well, we are living smack in the middle of a massive technological shift, and we have to be really smart about how we navigate it.
When you boil it all down, what we're really looking at is a series of trade-offs. We trade manual labor for more leisure time. We trade physical face-to-face interaction for digital connection. In our cars, we're starting to trade the risk of human error for the risk of a system vulnerability. And with our own bodies, we're trading old kinds of physical strain for new ones that demand our constant attention.
So in the end, this isn't a simple case of technology is good or technology is bad. The microprocessor is here and it's not going anywhere. The real challenge for all of us is to be mindful, to understand these trade-offs we're making every single day, and to make conscious, deliberate choices about how we let these powerful tools into our lives.